Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining. We'll just give a brief moment to make sure that everyone is connected to audio and can hear us. Looks like we're all here. Good afternoon. This is an administrative hearing before the Mayor's Office of Consumer Affairs and Licensing. Today is Thursday, August 1st, 2024. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. This hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. We're joined today by the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Consumer Affairs and Licensing, Kathleen Joyce. I will read today's agenda item into the record. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the Entertainment Division and testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. There's only one item on this afternoon's agenda. The applicant is Big House LLC, doing business as Basement, located at 100 Stewart Street. The application before the Entertainment Division is to add the entertainment categories of audio device, jukebox, disc jockey, dancing by patrons, instrumental and vocal music up to 6 performers each, daily until 2 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Signed on with us today is Charlie Kane, who's Big Night's Director of Security, and Michael Nachman, who is the proposed manager of record. He's been with the company since 2016 and is previously approved by this board and the licensing board as manager of record for other establishments as well. I know, Madam Chair and Attorney Green, you're very familiar with Big Night Entertainment Group. They have various locations around Boston and in Connecticut. They run successful operations, restaurants, and entertainment venues, including Big Night Live near the Garden, Empire, Scorpion Bar, and the Grand and Seaport, locations at Encore Casino as well, and are also familiar with this particular neighborhood where they previously had Explorator and Guy Fieri's kitchen on the corner of Tremont and Boylston Street. So this location is just one block down on the corner of Neeland and Stewart, which they took over from the previous operator who ran Tunnel and then Metro there. There are no changes whatsoever proposed to the previously approved entertainment categories that the previous operator had at this location. Additionally, no changes to the interior either. It's still about 3,900 square feet, seating for 50 with a 200-person occupancy. Hours are the same as well as proposed for a 2 a.m. closing time. The only substantive changes that have been made to the premises are to the lighting system and the security system. They've just installed the brand new security system update with 16 cameras, and which will retain the video footage for 90 days at this location. I know some of the other topics that usually come up with MoCal, just to get those off the bat, and Charlie can certainly elaborate on security policy and procedures, but as far as use of promoters, they will not use any outside promoters. They only promote for DJs and entertainment that they bring in from within the company. Yes, to cover charges as they do at their other entertainment venue locations as well. There's already soundproofing that is installed in that location from the previous operator. So I think they've been comfortable and did their own testing. But Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't sound like you've done any additional improvements to the soundproofing there, because it was pretty substantial prior to their entry into this space. They do also use, in addition to the security staff that they have, during opening hours, they have restroom attendants as well. And they have on hand all their evacuation plans, egress plans, crowd management, dispersal policy that are quite similar to their other establishments, but we can make sure that it's specific to this location and submit that to the board as well. That being said, I'll turn it over to Charlie so he can add his bullet points for the plans for this location too.
Okay, good morning, Attorney Green and Chairwoman Joyce. So Kristen kind of took a lot of my thunder on this, answered a lot of questions, but yeah, we just put in a they had 11 cameras, we just put in 16 for coverage, and a state-of-the-art system that we utilize in all our other venues with 90-day plus retention. It's a minimum of 90 days, can be up to actually 6 months, depending on the amount of usage, etc. We also, the soundproofing was checked with our landlord, which is the W, which is owned by the Marriott Corporation. And it's been found to be substantially, fine for their recommendation and for the hotel and the residences that are in the area. We have improved the lighting. As she stated, we'll have bathroom attendants. I am reassigning a security supervisor over there to work the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights of operation, who's been with the company for 2+ years. And he will oversee the operation there. I will oversee the first few months on a nightly basis as we open to a new neighborhood and a new venue. And we also will have the restroom attendants every night we are open. Also, as she stated, we're not going to use private promoters over here. We're going to use our own promotions, and this is it's a new concept for Big Night. We're going to be utilizing upcoming local, national, and international DJs in a very small, intimate setting, trying to bring a new vibe to that area in Chinatown. With a fresh look down there. 200-person capacity. We are not doing food, and all our policies I can send to you. I just finishing updating our security policy. Chairwoman Joyce said I was going to send to you within a week on our security policy. My director of security is out, as I stated in a previous email to Attorney Green. And he's working on that. I should have it done hopefully by next week. I can send you a brand new updated policy, which covers security cameras, bag policy, incident response, ejection policy. I also have a very detailed fire and evacuation plan that was approved by the fire department and ICS to get our permitting and our license, which I can forward to you. And I also have a dispersal policy for this venue.
Thank you. Anything further at this time? Great. Executive Director Joyce, any questions you may have for the applicant?
A couple questions. Will you be having events that are open to all ages, or is it generally over 21?
No, there is no intention. It's not a music hall.
Okay.
If we were to do, I guess, looking in the big picture, if we did maybe somebody wanted to rent it for a bar mitzvah or something, or some type of party that was something like that, we would put it before the motel. But we have no intention of doing anything like Big Night Live with under 21 performances at all.
Okay, and then you're requesting dancing by patrons. Is there a dance floor, or will you just be moving tables and chairs? What are you envisioning for that?
There is an open dance floor area in front of the DJ booth.
Okay.
It is very limited. It's more of an open space. I don't know if you've ever been there. I was there yesterday. I've walked the space numerous times since we sought to purchase and then purchased. And I was there yesterday for a final walkthrough for the cameras and some construction and security issues and fire evacuation. It's pretty much an open space. There are only a couple tables. It's a very unique, different space. If you've been in the Grand and other venues. So there is a dance floor in front of the DJ booth.
Okay, so when you are able to submit the security and the dispersal plan, I'm just asking if you could address the entrance that's shared with the hotel. The previous operator, we had some issues there, including fights that would start and then spill into the start here and then spill into the hotel lobby and out into the vestibule. So if you could address how the hotel operations won't be impacted by the entertainment there.
Yes,
talk about it now if you'd like, but we've had some issues with the previous operator there.
Okay, I actually was there yesterday, like I said, and I did meet with the security and their operations, their facilities manager, and I have another meeting with them next week with my team, my director, and my senior security supervisor to go over all those things.
Okay. And then maybe I might have missed this. Dispersal plan at the end of the night, addressing ride shares and people pulling up, loitering, waiting for their ride to show up. How you're going to control that on that busy street. And then, I think that's the only other, issue I can see we would like addressed in the submission from the security. Danny, am I missing anything?
One other question is, was there any community process that was done for this request?
We did reach out to Chu in the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services and had a conversation with him. He was supportive and didn't feel the need for any further outreach at this location, given the fact that there's essentially no change but ownership at this location.
Great, and I'm assuming that the request is for entertainment for all 7 days a week,
Yes,
and that is until 2 a.m. all 7 days?
yes.
Yes. And Chairwoman Joyce, just to get back to your question, sorry I didn't get a chance to answer it. But yes, we have a dispersal policy and procedure that I'll send to you. And I have a call and I have a meeting next week with Captain Martin from Area A1 to speak to him relative to the ride share and learning that new area. I've been driving down there for the past 3 months as we purchased the venue at Friday and Saturday nights, trying to see what goes on down there to educate myself. And I have a meeting with him sometime next week to go over that ride share and, dispersal to help the neighbors and the other establishments in the area.
Okay, and like, if you could describe for me, it's probably easier for you to describe it than to put it in writing, the entrance between the hotel and this area. How are you manning that security wise?
We're gonna have a stationary security officer in that area.
Okay, because it's kind of open.
Yes,
And they'll check IDs, like will there be queuing there or outside the hotel?
yes, yep. We're gonna work with the
Inside.
hotel. We're gonna work on that next week on the meeting. But we'll be doing the control, obviously, it's our license, so we'll be controlling the IDing and the entrance into our venue.
Okay.
Which is gonna be from the main entrance, Chairwoman, which is at the corner of Stewart and Nealon, right by New England School of Law, the main door.
Mhm.
That's where everybody will be allowed in. The only other doors we're gonna use is emergency egress, which is in the fire and evacuation plan.
Okay. Okay, I may have other questions after reviewing what you submit. I can follow up with Attorney Scanlon on any questions. But I think that covers it for now.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yep, no further questions on my end either. It does not appear that anybody is here to provide testimony. So with that said, that will adjourn this afternoon's hearing. The executive director will take this under advisement and will issue a written decision. Thank you all.
Great, thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye.